What's up, everybody? Back for day 4 of 31 days of reviews that go for films, that go for TV shows. These next 4 days will probably be the Percy Jackson and the Olympians. Well, Percy Jackson, and the Olympians Disney Plus TV show. I will be reviewing all those episodes. I've already watched the first 3 episodes, but I'm going to go back and watch them one by one again to give a thorough review. That being said, let me talk to this comment first, and then I'll get into my review. So I just read the first chapter of Percy Jackson and the Olympians because I wanted to get the tone in which Rick Riordan was showing in these books. I wanted to get the tone. And from the first chapter, they're not the same. I'm just going to say they're not. Again, first chapter, okay? I'm going to read the rest of them. But first chapter, Percy talks like I want him to talk. He doesn't talk like this in the TV series. Like I said before, so I don't want them to age it up. Okay? It's for kids. Percy is 12 at this time. He talks very rudimentary for a 12-year-old. I'm just saying. It's 2024, however you want to slice it. I have nieces and nephews that talk stronger than Percy Jackson. Okay? Just like I said before, I don't want them to age this up in the sense of like danger. It's already dangerous. I don't want them to age this up in the sense of like more adult content. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is I grew up watching TV shows like Dawson's Creek, One Tree Hill, some other stuff I won't get into. But let's take Dawson's Creek for just a spin, right? I was literally in middle school watching Dawson's Creek, who they were in like they were kids just starting high school, but they were talking as though they were in college. You feel me? That made me want to learn words. That made me want to understand what I was watching. I'm saying give that to this generation. I feel like that's what this generation is missing. Percy Jackson and Olympians is a fun ride. It is. But you can also educate kids and teach them some things while they watch TV. That's usually how they kind of like learn and pick up some stuff when they're not in school. You can still educate. So for me, aging this up would be in aging the dialogue up. That's all I'm saying. Because kids are way smarter than you give them credit for. 12-year-olds, 13, 14, that they're preteens. They're on their way. Dialogue should be stronger. If you don't believe the dialogue is kind of weak, that's just the differences. That being said, let's get into the review. For those that don't know, Percy Jackson and the Olympians is based on Rick Riordan's book series. It was made into 2 films that Rick himself did not particularly care about, so he was not really fond to be a part of this TV show. But I think his wife convinced him, like, hey, if you should be a part of it. If you had a problem with those movies, you should be a part of it. So he's a part of it. That being said, I feel like the first episode, even though it was good visually, the special effects, the way the Furies look, mind you, also I won't be doing a spoiler-free and a spoiled version. This is gonna be spoiled. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm not gonna do 2 of those for that. I'll do it for movies. I won't do it for TV shows, unless y'all say otherwise. If you want a spoiler-free one, I'll do it for the rest of the episodes, but I won't do it for this one. Anyway, like I was saying, graphics was nice. I just feel like the first episode is rushed. I feel like it's heavily rushed. This is a TV show. Most of the time with TV shows, what you can do with books that films can't do, you can stretch some things out. You can give it better character development. You can get people to dig into it and understand it more. Because even though this was made for kids, you can't say that all kids have read these books, right? So not only do you have to appeal to the kids that read the books, you also have to appeal to the kids that didn't read the books. So for me personally, I would have liked it if episode 1 was stretched out into like maybe 2 episodes, because I'll never get over the fact, maybe the books will explain this. And like I said, I have started reading the books. I'll get to it when I get to it. But maybe the books explain why his mother has so much knowledge. I'm assuming because she knows that Grover is his protector and that she knows about Chiron, that maybe they have told her something, but also believing is seeing when it comes to TV. So if I don't see it, it doesn't exist. At this point, she is omniscient and she just has all this knowledge. How did she know that Miss Dodds herself how did she know it was a woman that was talking to Percy? Did Grover call and tell her? These are things I want to know. Also, I don't like the trope of And again, this could be in the books, right? Could be in the books. But to me, just do some stronger writing, some stronger character development. Like I said, this could be in the books. I've been reading the books. Any comment that I make thus far, if you like it's not in the book, I'm gonna need you to release that when I'm talking about the TV show. Just need you to release it. Okay? Also, that goes to nobody in particular. I know I was talking to 2 people who read the books. This is not thoroughly directed at y'all. This is a general broad statement that y'all might be inside that statement as well. And again, neither one of you were disrespectful to me. We had a great conversation. I am not saying this to like, disrespect anybody or anything like that. But I am going to keep the books and the TV show separate because one's a book, one's a TV show. They are going to cross. Like the first episode is literally the title of the first chapter of the book. I thought that was pretty nice. But yeah, let's just keep those separate. And that being said, his mother had a lot of information. And even like in the books, not the books, the films, the TV show now, they don't explain how she got all this knowledge. There's only so much Greek mythology you can read to understand what this boy is going through. I also don't like tropes where, and just because I say I don't like it, does not mean I did not enjoy this show. This show, period. I enjoy the show, but as somebody that can step back and be subjective, there are, to me, some issues that can be fixed because it's a TV show. Like, why should I care about Percy's mom if he doesn't really kind of care about his mama? He shedded a tear when he thought she died. And if I remember the next 2 episodes correctly, the next episode, he says something about her. After that, when he finds out that she's alive, he's like, well, let's go save her. But you don't see any grief. This is his only parent. He don't know his daddy. She, in his mind, is dead. This boy ain't crying. He ain't weeping. I understand it. He's at this camp now and he's a half-blood and he believes in it's like demigods and all this kind of stuff. But if I thought my mom died and she's my only parent, depression immediately. That being said, I just think if we had 2 episodes before he went to the camp, we could have got more story between him and his mom. Even though the actress that plays Sally Jackson, baby is on it. I believe her. That's her child. I believe her wholeheartedly. But we could have established a better relationship with Percy and his mom, a better relationship with Percy and Grover that didn't take place over voiceover. To me, voiceover is very impersonal. Voiceover can help. A nice voiceover in the beginning explaining like, hey, I'm Percy Jackson. Because in the books, I'm gonna come back to the books. In the books, that's how it's narrated. And that's why I wanted to read the books, just to see where the correlations are and where they're similar and where they're different. And in this one, in the book, Percy narrates in the beginning. He's like, hey, I'm Percy Jackson and I'm blah, 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 blah. But even when he's narrating, he doesn't sound like your stereotypical 12-year-old. Well, it's a possibility that he's narrating from the future, more than likely. So maybe he's not even 12 during this time when he's narrating it. Maybe he's older. But that being said, even his dialogue when it's quoted in the book is stronger than what the dialogue is in the story. in the TV show. I need there to be better dialogue. For me, you're talking down to your 12-year-olds, 13-year-olds, 14-year-olds. It ain't got shit to do with me, but I'm just saying, growing up, I enjoyed watching TV shows where the dialogue was a little bit stronger than what I had in mind, because it made me go look at the dictionary, made me go look things up. But all in all, first episode of Percy Jackson, I enjoyed simply because there are moments where you can really see that Percy is struggling with his identity, who he is, and that can speak to a lot of kids. You know what I mean? He thinks that he has like a mental disorder, that something's wrong with him, and his mother has to reassure him that he is who he's supposed to be. And I like that. I like a mother that's like, you're not crazy. I like a mother that understands that he's going through these things. But also, I don't like a mother who, you telling me stories, but you're not telling me exactly who I am. And I feel like that's a trope in TV and film that we need to get rid of. I can actually talk about that all day, and I might actually have a conversation about that. But all in all, first episode of Percy Jackson in the books again. Please check out Percy Jackson if you want to make sure that you've, see my other reviews on Percy Jackson and other things. Make sure you follow me on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube.